Okay, I know. It's like all these moving parts, but we're putting them in together. Okay, so what you're going to be creating is you're going to be creating an identity guide, also kind of known as a branding guide or self promotional package. Just a document where you create, like sometimes companies have this like that has all of their information in there, like it has all their logos, it has all their colors, it has all their typefaces, so people can have a guide to keep the look of their materials consistent. So you guys are creating one based on your identity. It's a good way to practice, making this type of document, and using all of the different tools into one consolidated piece. That's a PDF usually. So I'm gonna show you how to set up your identity guide. Um, it can come in all shapes and sizes, but we're going to keep it standard, so you can get the basics, right? And then in the future, moving forward, you can adapt some of these methods of presentation um, into your own purposes. Um, you'll see that it's kind of helpful when you're trying to share an idea with somebody or present something that's new to someone. Okay, so we're back in InDesign. I'm about to create a brand new document. It's going to be for print. Right? I'm going to stick with a letter size sheet. Um, Make sure we're in inches. The orientation is going to be portrait, and then facing pages, not necessarily. This document is usually something that will probably get emailed, right? This type of presentation style document. For your margins, you can keep this at the defaults, and then you can create. All right. So I'm going to save this document. All right. And we're going to start off by starting to bring in all the different elements that you were working on, right? So it will probably have maybe about 4 pages, right? 4 pages in this document. And you'll see that they kind of build upon each other. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my logo. So I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm bringing in my logo, right? I know I have all those different color logos, but those are like part of my color palette. So I'm going to bring that there. I'm also going to write my name, right? Copy paste. And I'm going to do Unity Guide. All right. So you should have kind of an idea of your logo type, your logo mark, right? By this point, your font that you're choosing. And in keeping with everything staying consistent, you are using your font so your identity is consistent through and through. So, as you saw in my business card and in the letterhead, I'm using Futura, right? If you want, you can open up, you know, your business card. And if you want, you can copy this and paste it, right? Just so you can kind of see Futura Medium. Or if you wrote it down, even better. So I'm going to select my name. Look for Futura Medium. I want to also convert this. So I'm going to make this Futura Medium. You can use the eyedropper to pick up the similar style. Okay. I want to make this a little bit different. So I'm actually going to make my name all caps. So in your properties panel, since it's kind of responsive to, you know, what you've selected, I'm going to look for the change case. It should also be located in your type change case. And I'm going to make everything uppercase. Okay. I am also, if you haven't played around with this, this is the moment. I'm also going to adjust the kerning. Okay. So the kerning is the space between the letters, and I'm going to make my name have a lot of kerning. So there's some white space in it. Identity guide, I think I will add that too. Yeah. No, I'm actually going to keep that. I might change my mind. Okay. And you're going to start looking at the page layout, right? Like, yes, I have this logo. It's just kind of slacked in the middle-ish. It's not completely centered. But I'm going to start thinking about my design. So I actually, whether you sketch this or not, you know, think about it while you're watching me. I want this line to be centered. I want that line to be aligned centered. And I want this to be a little bit bigger. Okay, so if I hold down those 3 keyboard keys, Shift, Command, Option, and I drag it, it gets a little bit larger. Okay, so I'm kind of tuck the name underneath that. Identity guide, right? And I remember that in my business card, so I'm going to save Command S right now. In my business card, I have this little dotted line. Copy, paste. So I kind of want to incorporate that line again. I want to make sure everything is centered. This logo mark, I'm not going to want it centered, but I know it's kind of funny because it's tilted. But I want these 3 things to be centered, so I'm going to select them. And with my properties panel, you can see an align menu. If it's not there, you can go to Window, Objects and Layouts, Align. Okay. And when I select these 3 objects and this one, it's going to align the horizontal centers. So it actually aligns it for me. I'm going to save. I'm going to change my view. Perfect. Okay. So this is the first page of my identity guide. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this, copy this, save. I'm going to save. I'm actually, instead of copying that, I'm going to click on this and drag it so it makes a brand new page. Okay, I have two pages identical. And then I'm going to go here. I'm going to shift this up a little bit. And you can change this depending on your design. Right now, I kind of want everything centered, but if you want, you can move it to the side, you can move it, to the bottom. But I'm gonna start titling this. Color. Okay. And I'm gonna start placing the colors from my palette into here. I'm going to lay it out. So how do I want my colors, shown? And you might see examples of this, but sometimes you see like squares. I'm going to use circles. Okay. And there's going to be, I think there was 5 colors. And then underneath the colors, there was the text, right? So this CMYK. And then it was RGB, and then it was the hex, with the all caps too, right? So I'm gonna select all that. You can use my eyedropper tool, right? So it's nice and aligned. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna align it with that circle. I'm gonna move this over really quick. And I'm gonna copy and paste it. I'm gonna bring down some guides so it's aligned. And I'm gonna keep that leveled. Or I can also select that and make sure it's lined up. Right, the idea is that it is even. So this is the first 3. And I know I need 5, so I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. And I'm just gonna select it. And this time I can, if I click, hold down my shift key and then hold down my option key, it will make a copy. Or you can copy and paste. This is what this looks like. Right? So that's my page 2, my colors. So I'm going to use this as my template, right? So I'm going to duplicate this page. The next page will be for my typography. I don't need this for my typography. It'll be a little bit different. And then the last page is going to be my about. in your about page, you're actually incorporating some of like your favorite your favorite four user from your personal user guide, your favorite four answers that reflect you. Okay? And then we're going to actually create one more. And then in that one more, I'm going to duplicate this. We're going to do I'm going to put this actually in the middle, this last one. Logo. Business card. Okay. It'll make sense, I promise. Okay, so as you can see, the document now has 7 pages. So I'm going to save this and end this video here, but this should show you how to structure the guide. I know I initially said you're going to have just 4 pages, but you'll have 7, okay? And you'll see how it kind of comes together. So we'll stop there, kind of absorb what's going on. I'm going to zoom out so you can kind of see. It's nothing too crazy because you're going to be dropping things in. So I'm going to show you in the next video how it's all going to come together. Okay? So we'll stop there.